Okay, hi parents. Today I'm here to talk about one of the communicative temptation strategies that I talked about a couple of weeks ago, and it's called Out of Reach and One at a Time. And I talked about it in the routine of dressing, but today I wanted to talk about it for playtime. So this would be when you are sitting down to play with your child and you want to do a little bit of interaction and play with them. And so what you want to do is you want to put some of the toys out of reach for your child. Okay, so this is something that we do in therapy all of the time. I only get out what we're going to use at that time. So it keeps things focused. We are just playing with one toy. And then the children pretty much have to go through me to get any of the toys. And that makes it a little bit more structured and a little bit more controlled, and then it provides a natural opportunity, which is the most important part, for your child to initiate with communication. Okay, so if your child has access to their toys, all of their toys at one time, I would recommend that you grab some clear boxes like this one. So this is just a clear box. You may have some of these around, or a Ziploc bag like this. And you just want to pack up some of the toys. So your child may not be playing with all of the toys every day. And that way it can kind of just clear up some space. And you want to place it, up on a shelf or inside a cabinet maybe, where they just don't see it all the time and they would have to come to you and request to play with it, okay? So one thing I like to do is I like to put all of similar toys together. So I might have all my farm animals in one box. You can see here in this one I have all my fruits that we use. They're the cut fruit and vegetables, so I keep those together. This one is a set of toys that I use for the app that I showed you yesterday, or for some following directions. So I try to group the toys together in categories. That makes it a lot simpler. And then, like I said, once you do that, you want to try to put them up out of reach. So the idea is that if your child really wants to play with it, that they will have to come to you. Now, let's say it's too far out of reach and they aren't initiating. You can also bring it down, but keep it in the bag. And then we're going to talk about one at a time. So the next thing is that when you are going to sit down and play with your child, is that you're only going to give them one toy at a time. So that way you have control of the bag, the toys are just out, they're not just doing their own thing. You make it an interactive, an interaction where they have to communicate with you and then you give them something. Sometimes when we're working on play, I might just want to have a few things out, or if I'm working on following directions, if there's 10 objects on the table, that's too hard. So and when your child has to ask every time, that's a multiple opportunities for them to request and ask for things. So I love the clear bag because if your child isn't at the level yet of really saying what they want, they can point to it. And so I love how the clear bag is. And if your child's not yet pointing, I might model, bike, oh, which one? And then a lot of the times the kids will point to which one. And if they point to it and that's the level that they're at, I just get that out for them. So then I take the bag like this and I will sneak my hand in to the bike if that's what they wanted. And then I will pull it out and I immediately kind of Ziploc that back up and I have control of it. So think about, if you end up playing with all of these toys, there's probably 15 or 20 toys in here, and that gives your child 15 or 20 opportunities to communicate with you. Now remember, you're going to accept all levels of communication. Your child might be at the pointing level, they might be at the single word level, they might be working on 2-word phrases, or they might be having a whole sentence and they might be describing to you, well, I want the one that you sleep on, I want the bed, I want my mommy to sleep on the bed. And so they're using even higher language, and that's fine. It still creates an opportunity where they have to use all those words rather than just having all the toys in front of them and then just them doing what they want and not having to communicate with you. So I hope that's helpful. Let me see, anything else? Yeah, so I do with my farm animals. I had Mr. Potato Head in a bag. Virtually all my toys are in a bag or a box, and the kids have to communicate through me to get them. And they're really used to this, so don't be afraid to try it. Okay, hope that's helpful. Thanks. Bye.